Hello guys, welcome back to Codamigo. Oftentimes we need to define constants to make code more managed and readable. But JavaScript does not provide any better way to define constants. So the video of today is going to be about Enum in Typescript. But before explaining Enum, let's demonstrate the importance of them. Let's define a very simple method or function. Let's call it getPlatform. And this method is accepting one argument, one parameter, which is platform. And I'm saying that it is of type string. And let's have a switch case or switch statement. So first case is for Mac. And here we are printing out something meaningful within this case, and second case is for Windows, and now we are doing the same thing. The platform function is accepting a string, so I can pass in these strings. If these strings that I'm passing matches these cases, then these console.logs functions will be executed. But here's the problem. Problem is that I actually can pass in any valid string, whether it matches the case or not. So if I try to run, the code would run. As you can see, we got the expected output. But the last statement is like useless. So getPlatform is accepting all the strings. Ideally should not be accepting. This approach kind of works, but it has a number of other problems. It has made our code coupled, which is not a good sign. Imagine that there are many more constants to define. So like we will be repeating the case statements for about, let's say, 10 times or 15 times. The worst part is, what if for some reason we are having to change these constants. So instead of saying window, let's say window 10, and now our code is broken. So only Macintosh is printed. This is because we have to change the code wherever we are using the constant. So I'll have to fix it. So imagine that we are using this constant all over the place in a huge source code. This is going to be a very difficult thing to manage. Now let's go one step further. Let me come up with something which is a little bit better than what we have now. This time let me create a const. Let's call it platform. There's simply going to be an object. The first key in this platform object is Linux, all in capital. It does not have to be in capital case. Next one is Mac, and we have added one more const called Win. This kind of works if I hover on it. Since platform is a const, Typescript knows that platform is not going to change. Like for instance, if I want to give it some different object, it's going to flag some errors. So Typescript is not going to allow me to do so. It's saying that platform is const, so no other value can be assigned to it, which is, so this has become a whole new type. And I have added one more thing. I have added asConst. So if I don't use asConst, let's see what would happen. I know I can't change the platform object, but I can change its keys, right? So I can say Linux, and here we are. If I type period, I get very nice IntelliSense auto suggestions. So I can say Linux is now equal to something else, whatever. So Typescript is not complaining, right? It is allowing me to do so. So what I want to do is that I want to make sure that the Linux itself is a const. So let me undo this. For this we can use this syntax. Now the platform as well as these objects and all these keys are const. If I hover on it, you see that it has read only. Typescript way of saying that this Linux is a const. It's not any longer mutable. It's immutable. You cannot modify its value. Next, let me define the same function called platform. So here's one more thing. So I have a same function and it is accepting the same one parameter called platform, and Typescript is saying that the parameter platform implicitly has an any type, which is not a big problem. So let's say that it is of type any. So Typescript is no longer yelling at me. We have switch statement, we have 3 cases, one for each platform, and we have console statement just like before. All looks fine, and let's call the getPlatform method. So as I said before that we have nice IntelliSense. I can utilize this. Let me add windows as well. So if let me clear this console first. If I run, we got these 3 things printed out, but you see that I am able to pass a string. It is happening. So so auto suggestion is there, got pretty IntelliSense. So few things are working. I was able to define some real const, but the problem is that I'm able to pass in any value. I can even pass 32, which is a number, and this function is accepting any. So this is what it is causing it. So we got a couple of problems solved, but still we have to figure out a few things. Okay, this time around let me do something different. Let me define a new type altogether with the help of type keyword, and if I hover on it, it's saying that the platform is equal to Linux or Macintosh. So this is the union of Linux and Macintosh. Let me define the same function again, and I'm passing in platform, but this time around I'm not saying it's any, I'm saying it is of type platform. And let's have the switch statement and those cases and the console. So let's use Linux, this time Macintosh. Let me run this program first. We got the exact same output. I can capitalize it, but we don't need that. So few things are working, few things are missing. I solved one problem, that I just cannot pass value of any other type than platform. So if try to call getPlatform with a number, it's not accepting that. And if I try to call getPlatform with some, that's a new date, it's complaining about it. It's saying that the argument of type 12 is not assignable to platform. So we got one problem solved, but we have introduced one more problem. Let's see what is that. So I'm having to type the Linux and Macintosh as strings. I got earlier, like when we define an object, I was able to type in the period and I was able to get the constant. That was pretty handy. But now so if I say platform, you see that I did not get any IntelliSense. Platform is not even listed here. It is because platform is not a value, it basically is a type. Typescript is saying the same thing. It's saying that platform only refers to a type, but it is being used as a value here. So we pass values in a function as argument. We do not pass type. So you can't say that, okay, getPlatform is accepting number as a type. No, we say that it is accepting a value. So that is the problem here. So now let's solve all these problems with the help of Enum that Typescript supports. Typescript has a special keyword called Enum to define this special data structure, and we have to give it a name. Now this is going to be a valid identifier. This could be anything. Then we have to specify curly braces. Inside the curly braces we going to define our const, right? That's how we do it, very much like C++, Java and any other programming language. And let's define the same function here, but remember that here I'm not saying any, I'm saying it is a platform type, meaning that platform just can't be string or number or any other type. It has to be a platform type, right? And so let's call this, let's run this. We got zeros and one instead of Linux and Mac, but this is expected behavior. So very much like any programming language, constants created by Enum are index based. These values are numeric. So what we have just done is that we have defined a group of const. As I said before, that by default it is index based. So index always starts with 0. So Linux is 0, Mac is 1, and Win is one number up than Mac. So this is 2. Okay, let me define one more case for Windows. Just like before, like when we used object, we were able to use dot for auto suggestion, and we are able to do the same thing even here. Okay, I'm not calling this with window. Let me call this with window. It is, you just saw that it is very easy to define enum, which stands for enumerations, and enums are particularly useful when we have to define a set or a group of named constants. So these are Linux, Mac, Windows named constants, and by default they are index based. Enums also have made our code decoupled. You actually can change the numeric value. If you want to say that the Linux value should start from 9, then the Mac value going to be just one number up the Linux. So this is going to be 10. This is going to be 11. You can come up with any value of your choice. You could say it's 90, or it's a 120, or you could say it's 0. So you can come up with any combination of numeric values. Not only this, we also can have, oftentimes see the numeric values are not quite meaningful. Just like before, I would like to give it some meaningful descriptive, I would say string, right? So if I have initialized a enum const with a string, I'll have to do the same thing for rest of the other const. So this is going to be none or all of them. So let me initialize other const. Let's call it Macintosh and Windows. So if I run the program, I'll get this exact same output what we got when we were dealing with objects, and I have IntelliSense. And if I say that, okay, now let me call get platform with some other value, it would not, I'm not allowed to do so, because we have specified the type of the platform variable, which is platform. So it is yelling at me. Typescript is going mad and saying that 12 is not assignable to platform. I get IntelliSense, I got type safety, and it's very easy to manage const created by enum. For more videos like this, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel Codamigo. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in next video.